Okay, boys and girls, by popular demand, we're doing a how to install a cam sensor. It's easier than what you think. There's a few steps involved in it. There is a way that you can use a voltmeter, ohm meter to set it. I've never done it like that. In all honesty, I don't even know how to do it with a voltmeter, ohm meter. This is what I use right here. All right, this is the Casper's cam sensor tool. This is available from Casper's Electronics. The part number is right here. Give them a call and get them to fire one off to you. This cam sensor tool, it's too easy. It just makes life. You can set these no problem with this. They're damn near they're foolproof. I haven't when we've dropped cam sensors in these things. We've done quite a few of them, and we've never had an issue yet. We twisted the key and the car fired right up, no problem every time. But so anyway, we'll go over everything here. First things first. All right, you've got to bring number one cylinder up on top dead center on the compression stroke. All right. Now, there's several different ways of doing this. One is you can have a buddy with you, and he can put his finger. You have to obviously you have to remove the spark plug from the head. Number one again. Number one cylinder is right at the front on the driver's side. So one of yous grab a ratchet and the socket, and there's a bolt in here that goes into the crankshaft. And what you do is you start spinning this very slowly, and when your buddy feels the compression coming up on his finger, the pressure, you know you're coming up on the compression stroke on number one cylinder. Now, my buddy at the shop here, he came up with a pretty good idea of doing this when you're by yourself. He took a cork from a wine bottle, and what he did was he carved it down until it fit, just barely fit into the spark plug hole. So he just lightly pushes it into the spark plug hole and then gets underneath the car and starts turning the harmonic balancer, which turns the crankshaft. And when the cork flies across the room, he knows the compression's coming up on the compression stroke. Another way that you could do it, which I haven't tried, but it should work, if you have a compression gauge, you can screw it into the spark plug hole. I would assume when you start turning this and it's coming up with the compression stroke, you should see the pressure coming up on the gauge, so you'll be able to do it that way by yourself. Now, when you drop the cam sensor in on this thing, the cam sensor has to be dropped in 25 degrees after top dead center. Now you're probably asking yourself, how in the blue hell do I know where 25 degrees is after top dead center? It's real easy. Yeah, let me get some light on this here, guys. Hang on. Now, you'll have to get underneath, and here is the notch on your balancer, okay? Now, 25 degrees after top dead center is 1.45 inches. So, cut yourself a piece of masking tape, and you'll have to clean the balancer off here. Cut a piece of masking tape 1.45 inches in length, and then stick it just to the left of the balancer. Okay, where the cut is here. All right, just to the left of where this cut is, 1.45 inches worth of masking tape. Now, we haven't got a timing tab on this timing cover here, okay? But when you look down on your engine, you'll see a timing tab here. What you're looking for is 0, all right? So, when you're coming up on the compression stroke, what you want to do is line up that cut, all right, on your timing tab at 0, all right? That's exactly top dead center when you have the 0 lined up with the cut on the timing tab. 25 degrees after is just keep rotating it clockwise until the end of this tape is at 0. You're at 25 degrees after top dead center. Again, we'll do this one more time. Just pretend the timing tab is here. You're looking down at your timing tab, and the cut on the balancer lines up at 0. That is exactly top dead center on the compression stroke, all right? We'll do this again. Keep turning it clockwise until the end of this piece of tape comes up to 0. You're at 25 degrees after top dead center. You're set. Okay, it's all done. It's ready. Don't move it. Okay? Now, you'll notice in your cam sensor there's a notch here. Now there's a notch in your cam sensor cap as well. Alright? Now you want this wire to the front of the engine, so when you drop the cam sensor in, you want that notch facing to the back of the engine. Alright? Now, next thing you'll notice is this, and this is where it gets, I suggest having some alcohol ready, or whatever you require to calm you down. Here's a window. Okay? Now, what's difficult is this. This window, it's got to sit pointing just before the headlight here by the fender. And I'm not joking, that's where it's got to go. When you drop that cam sensor in, that window has to point right about here where I got my finger. Just right around the headlight area, just a little bit behind the headlight area, alright? Now, what makes things difficult is this. You'll notice this has this in it right here, okay? Right in the middle here. This tab. That tab lines up, and you'll need a long slot screwdriver. Now, when you look down through this hole, you're going to see the oil pump rod sticking up, and it has a corresponding notch cut in it that fits right here with this. Okay, so what you got to do is you got to hook that in with a long slot screwdriver and just move it around. Now you're taking a guess. Okay, when you drop this in, that window has to point towards the driver's side headlight, or just behind it, a little up the fender, just a little bit. I generally point it right at the headlight, pretty much. Generally, what I do is, again, when I've got that window, I'll have that window facing right, pointing right there, just in front of the headlight. Okay. Now, the other thing that makes this difficult, not only do you have to drop this in to get this to hook up with the oil pump, notch in the oil pump, these gears are cut at an angle. Now these gears, they sit down in, they mesh in with the gear on your camshaft, and you'll notice they're cut on an angle. So when you go to drop this thing in and you want it to point just behind the headlight, what happens is those gears mesh in together, and it'll go like this on you, and it'll be pointing at the rad. Basically, what you want to do is drop this in, and it's going to come around and spin at you. So you want to actually drop it, actually point it way up the fender, and then it's going to come around and it'll point for you. These can be a pain in the ass. Stay calm. You'll get it in, but they can be an absolute pain in the ass. Again, this window right here, it's got a point, got a face right about there. Okay, now when you get the cam sensor and you get it dropped in and you get that window facing where it needs to go, remember that this notch jammed in. It's got to sit to the back. That way you've got to sit to the back of the M motor. That way the wires on the cap are pointing to the front. Okay? So, sorry about that, guys. What we do next is, what you're going to do is, you'll take the bolt for the cam sensor and just get it in, tighten it in with your with an extension. Don't go firmly with it, because you still have to move the cam sensor with the cam sensor tool. All right. So hang on a sec here, and I'll be right back, and I'll put this cap on. Actually, I'll just put this down, and I'll explain it to you. Hang on. Okay, guys, we're back. I've got the cam sensor cap screw nailed back onto the cam sensor itself, and the next step is to attach your cam sensor tool, and I'll plug that in. I'll be right back. Hang on. Okay guys, as you can see, we've got the cam sensor tool plugged into the cam sensor, and it's real easy. All you have to do, just follow the directions. Turn it a quarter of a turn clockwise, and then start backing it counterclockwise until the LED light comes on. That's it, you're done. Take your extension and tighten down the bolt, which is right here, and it's got a washer on it to tighten down your cam sensor, and it's a done deal. Get in, twist the key, and the car will start. We've followed this procedure time and time again, and the car, you twist the key and the car has always started, no problem. That's about it, guys. Any questions, comments, leave them below the video. And again, it's that simple to do. Anyway, have a nice evening, guys, and happy spooling. Take care.